Hey guys, what's up? So today I thought I would, oh my gosh, there's someone outside my door. So today I thought I would come on and talk about my senior year in quarantine and sort of how I am adjusting to that. For those of you that don't know, I was nursing and then I switched to pre-med and now I am graduating with my bio pre-med and I have a minor in psychology as well. So at the beginning of the semester I had, and actually up until this whole thing hit, my idea was to graduate, to get a job, and then have a company that would potentially pay for my graduate schooling, whether that be I go to med school, whether that be I go down the research route, whether that be I get my MBA. I mean, it really wasn't something that I knew exactly what I wanted to do, but that was my goal. I wanted to get a job, and yeah, I actually was applying for jobs in February, and that's when everything started to hit. And then I just started I would get like calls for interviews, and then, you know, a day later they'd be like, hey, I'm sorry, but we have frozen this position for now. And even though I was looking in healthcare jobs, I obviously don't have a practicing degree, so it's not really something that was of high demand. So I think that's why those were frozen. But yeah, so that was my plan. So I guess we'll just sort of go into how this all happened while I was in school. So I do go to school, and I went to school or classes 5 days a week, and I really started to enjoy it. I started to find my niche again, and I had a lot of people that I really enjoyed being around, and I loved that social aspect of it. So about like, I think it was the week, we had spring break and then we came back a week, and it was during that week that the professors were like, hey, I just want to let you know that if we can't come to class anymore, we're gonna go online, and this is gonna be how we're gonna run the online class, and like wanted to know our thoughts about it. And at the time I was honestly very ignorant, and I was like, there's no way this is gonna happen, so I'm just gonna like ignore this conversation, because I get very stressed when I hear things like that. And honestly, for me, ignoring is sort of easier to do than to stress out about it, which I most definitely would do. Okay, sorry, I felt like the lighting was super weird. So yeah, that ended up happening. And then come that week, my boyfriend and I were actually going on a trip to the mountains for St. Patty's Day, and we also met that weekend, so sort of to do that as well, to celebrate that. And during that week, I get the email that's like, my school is now completely online, no one is to come to school, no one is to be on campus, you know, yada yada yada. And that, at first I was like, wow, this is actually pretty cool, you know, I can wake up whenever, I can sleep in, so I thought. And actually, when they first sent that email, it was only supposed to be for 2 weeks. So take that with what you will, but I thought that it was gonna be over and we'd be back in class and whatever. I just spit, that was really gross. So yeah, needless to say, after about a week of online classes, they extended it indefinitely for the rest of the semester. We would have online classes. And let me just tell you, there's a reason why I didn't take online classes in college, unless I needed to, and there's a reason why I didn't attend an online school. It's because I can't pay attention when I have my computer in front of me and there's like so many things I can be doing. I can be on my phone and my professor's not gonna know. I could be like, you know, I don't know, chilling with my dogs, playing a game or something, you know, I could be doing whatever. And I need that in-class experience to be like, listen girl, you're gonna sit here for an hour and you're gonna listen and you're gonna learn this stuff, and that's gonna be that. But that was honestly my biggest challenge on online classes. And also a lot of my professors not really too good with the new technology, so just having to adjust to them, you know, taking, you know, 5 or 10 minutes to set up the Ring Central meeting or whatever. Also, I'm sorry if you can hear my dog. Hi, Koopy. He is under the table as well as drinking his water right now at a very convenient time, right? So yeah, And I didn't get to sleep in because we still reported to class. By the way, I just had my last class this morning. We still had to get up and report to class in the morning at the same time we would if we were going into class. And honestly, that was hard because I have this like mindset that like I'm not going to class, so the night before I would stay up super late or like, you know, have a few extra glasses of wine, and then I'd still have to get up and turn on the video camera and whatnot. But as far as like the social aspect of it, it's honestly very sad for me. Like I said, I really enjoyed those interactions. It's really hard to network when you're not seeing professors every day. You're not seeing, you know, the people that you need to network with every day. It's really, really hard. And yeah, I am the kind of person that when I am stuck inside, I get so depressed. And when I can't go out and like do the things I wanted to do before, like it really makes me sad. And I'm sure that's how it is for a lot of people. So what I did was I would go outside to my porch, and that is where I took my classes. And I started doing that after I think the second week of quarantine, second week of classes. I started to go outside and tan, and that's how I got tan. And that made it a lot better. It, you know, you get to be outside for a while. And I also started reading books. I know I'm a grandma now, doing puzzles, things like that, just to keep me entertained during this, so I didn't get all of my feelings. So yeah, I don't think I have anything else to say about how it impacted my senior year, other than it was just really strange to finally have graduated and for it to be online. You know, it's just really, really weird to think about. My friend actually just texted me and asked how I felt, and it's like I don't even know how to express it. One more thing on this part is they actually emailed us and asked if we wanted an online graduation versus waiting for an in-person graduation. And I felt very strongly that I deserved an in-person graduation, and so did a bunch of other people. And the consensus now, I'm pretty sure, is that we're going to wait to have an in-person graduation. I just think it's so unfair for people, not unfair, because obviously there needs to be social distancing right now, but if we can wait, even if it's like a year and we can go to graduation with the people that are graduating next year, that would still be fine, and I would totally do it because I want that experience. Everyone has that experience in college, and I deserve that, especially after taking a little bit longer to graduate. That almost just made me cry. But yeah, I think I deserve that, and I want my family to be there. I want them to see me walking across the stage. I want the pictures. I didn't even get to take graduation pictures yet, which is fine. Like, that's literally a first world problem, but I do hope to be able to do that after all this goes away. So yeah, now I'm going to talk about what I am doing now, my plans now that I am graduating. After I take my finals, I will officially be graduated, but yeah, I'm not really worried about failing any classes at this point. Also, another thing is they are doing Passfail. That literally sounded like someone was coughing in my place. They're doing Passfail, or you have the option to take your letter grades. If your school is doing this, please know that if you choose Passfail, if you have the option to choose between getting your letter grade or between choosing Passfail, and you're going to graduate school or you're going to like nursing school or medical school, those schools can actually go to your registrar and be like, hey, this person chose just a pass in this class. What was their actual grade? And the registrar can tell your actual grade to that school if you chose a pass-fail over a letter grade. So that's just something to think about. But I am not doing the pass-fail because I believe I will be getting all A's. So yeah, so my plan right now, I was actually watching, I don't know, like the Michael Jackson documentary on like Hulu or something, and just like trying to apply to as many jobs as possible. I was applying to like CVS's, Walgreens, like whatever option was available, just because I wanted to like put myself out there, get a resume, whatnot. or get my resume out there. And I saw like a pharmacy, or they were looking for a pharmacy tech. So I went and looked up what you had to do to be a pharmacy tech. And then I was like, why would I do that when I could just go and be a pharmacist or get a doctor of pharmacy degree? And I found a private school that's actually 30 minutes away from me where I live right now. So it would be commuting. I've done that before and my commute was a lot longer than that. And I'm actually in a position where I could potentially move closer to the school if I wanted to. I don't want to move out of Charlotte. I am in the Charlotte area, but I would maybe move like 10 minutes closer. You know, if I could find a house that was like decent. The only way I would move is if I had a house. But yeah, I found the school. I had all the prereqs for it. So I started to fill out my application for the School of Pharmacy. With a Doctor of Pharmacy degree, you can become a pharmacist, and they actually make a really good amount of money. You won't have the direct, like you won't be working with like bodily fluids, you know, you won't be like physically contacting the sick person. There are some like tests and stuff I believe a pharmacist is allowed to do, but I'm not too sure on that. But that part I really enjoyed because I actually almost fainted when I saw someone's colostomy. I don't really do well with bodily fluids, which is why I really wasn't into nursing. That's not why, but like that was one of the parts of nursing that I wasn't too keen on. You know, all the like stuff that comes out of your rear. I don't really like that. Don't know if you could just hear my dog, but he whined. So yeah, you can potentially open up your own pharmacy. You know, wages are gonna be 6 figures once you graduate. So I applied, and also you can have, or you will have a fellowship and internship, whatever they call it, and you can be paid. So that's always good. So I applied and I needed 4 references. So I ended up, so here's the thing. I don't really participate during a lecture. I'm very much a passive learner. I don't like to interact with the professor, or like, I don't ever really have questions. If I do, I would probably just, you know, look them up after class. So I don't like actively engage in conversations during lectures, and a lot of my professors really want you to do that, and that's just not the way I learn. It actually stresses me out more to think about that I have to participate during the lecture that I wouldn't actually end up learning, so I just don't really do that. But I do obviously like socialize and talk to the professors, so I thought it would be hard to ask for references. So I have a friend who was in nursing school with me that is going to do a reference for me. I think that would be ideal to have someone who has actually like seen me, like in the nursing healthcare environment, you know, could attest to the way that I learn, things like that. So hopefully she's gonna do it. I don't think she's done it yet, but I'll check up on that. And then I have a manager of a doctor's office that I interned at, so that's my second one. My third one is actually a professor who is the head of psychology at my school, who loves me, or I think she does. I hope she does if she's doing my reference, but she said she would do one of my references, and I'm currently in the process of working with this one professor. She's super busy right now, but she said she would do it sort of after the fact, because I was talking to her about the pharmacy school, and then she was like, hey, I don't want to pressure you, but I would have given you a reference. So now I'm trying to get that reference because she is the chair, the head, whatever, of the biology department. So if I could get that reference, which I'm pretty sure I will, that would look really nice to have my major, like my major is bio, so the head of that department. She's also my advisor. And then to have the head of the psychology department, which is my minor, that would be super cool. So yeah, I could also maybe ask my biochem professor, but we have transferred to online classes. So really the only thing I think he could say is if I sent to my personal statement and like my grades. I feel like that's all he could say. So yeah, I'm hoping to get those 4 references. I definitely applied to this on a whim. I think a lot of people would definitely have this figured out a lot sooner than I did. So I haven't taken the pharmacy exam, like the entrance exam for pharmacy school, but you don't have to for the school I'm applying to. In fact, they suggest it for people that have below a 3.0, and I have much higher than a 3.0, so I don't think that part would hurt me too much. Also, I don't have shadowing experience. I have never shadowed a pharmacist. The only things I've done is, like I said, I had an internship in a doctor's office that I dealt with like the paperwork, things like that. I did have my nursing clinical rotation, so that offers a whole new perspective to people who are looking at my credentials for this pharmacy school. I have been in the hospital seeing the interactions between everyone. So yeah, we'll see. I don't know, I'm nervous, but like I said, it was something that was so last minute, something that I would truly love to do, but it was so last minute that if I didn't do it or I didn't get in, I don't think I would be too disappointed. So yeah, we'll just see how that pans out. Another thing is I would graduate when I'm 28, and I don't think that's that bad, but I do want to have a family. I think that's something I've always wanted, and I would be such a good mom in my humble opinion. So we just have to figure that out. And I would need to be married first, obviously. Not obviously, but like I would want to be married first. So yeah, that's my plan. I applied to the pharmacy school. I wrote my personal statement. I loved my personal statement. I hope they like it. I think I'm good with doing that for nursing school. I also had to do a personal statement, and I really like that one too. So yeah, that's my plan for now. If I don't get in, I'll obviously just ride this thing out and find a job. Yeah. Times right now are really stressful, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you know, you got a little insight into my senior year. For those of you who have been following me since nursing school, thank you. Part of our journey here is sort of done. We'll see where it goes from here. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're having a great day wherever you are. I hope you're staying healthy, and until next time, bye.